Have you ever met someone whose presence felt like electricity running through your soul? Someone who entered your life, and suddenly everything began to shift: your emotions, your dreams, your sense of reality itself? You think of them, and moments later they call. You feel their sadness before you even know what happened to them. It feels almost supernatural, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this connection isn't fantasy, it's energy, and that energy has a language of its own, a language that twin flames understand through telepathy, intuition, and the sacred bond of their shared soul. Everything begins with energy. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every intention you create, it all vibrates. Just as radio frequencies transmit sound through invisible waves, our souls also communicate through vibration. But unlike a radio signal that can be turned off, the connection between twin flames is constant. It exists beyond time and space, beyond logic and explanation. And once you've experienced it, you can't unfeel it. The question is, how do two souls use energy to communicate without words? And what does it mean when you can sense your twin's emotions, even when you're oceans apart? To understand this, we need to go deeper into the nature of reality itself. Everything you see, touch, and experience, even what you call solid, is made of energy vibrating at different speeds. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, all carry a specific frequency. When you focus on love, gratitude, or peace, your vibration rises. When you're trapped in fear, anger, or sadness, your vibration lowers. Now imagine two souls that were once one, sharing the same energetic blueprint, the same soul essence. When those two energies split and incarnate into separate bodies, they still remain connected through that original frequency. That is what we call the twin flame connection. It's not just emotional or spiritual, it's quantum. Because of this shared energetic field, twin flames can experience what feels like telepathy. It's not about hearing someone's thoughts word for word, it's about feeling them. It's about receiving subtle waves of emotion, intuitive knowing, and energetic impressions. For example, you might suddenly think of your twin, and seconds later they message you. Or you wake up with a deep ache in your heart, only to find out they were going through something painful at that exact moment. This is not coincidence. It's resonance. Your frequencies are entangled. When one vibrates, the other responds. But here's something many people misunderstand. Telepathy between twin flames is not a mental exercise. It's a soul phenomenon. You can't force it to happen, and you can't stop it when it's real. It's not about sitting down to send a message. It's about aligning with your heart, because the twin flame telepathic channel operates through emotion and love, not control. The purer your heart, the clearer the communication. So when you wonder, why can't I feel my twin anymore? It might not mean the connection is gone. It might simply mean your vibration has shifted, and the message is now coming through a higher level one that requires stillness, not noise. During the separation phase, this telepathic bond becomes one of the most powerful teachers of all. The divine feminine, who is usually the more awakened twin, starts to sense the energy of her counterpart in every heartbeat. She might hear the twin's voice in meditation, feel their energy during emotional moments, or receive sudden waves of love, anger, or longing. These are not hallucinations or wishful thoughts, they're energetic transmissions. But they're not meant to make her chase or attach. They're meant to awaken her to her own divinity. Because the truth is, everything the divine feminine senses within her is also a reflection of what exists within her own energy. The telepathy she feels with her twin flame is not happening outside of her. It's happening within their shared soul. That's why it can feel confusing to tell whose thoughts or emotions are whose. There is no separation in energy. The moment one twin begins to heal, that vibration ripples through the shared soul field, guiding the other twin to evolve in their own way. So while the feminine may experience inner awakening, the masculine receives that energy subconsciously, often through life events, challenges, or emotional triggers that push him to grow. And this brings us to an important truth. Telepathy is not a toy. It's a sacred mirror. It reveals where your energy is aligned with love or with fear. If your communication with your twin feels heavy, painful, or obsessive, that's not true telepathy. That's the ego trying to control what should only flow naturally. Real twin flame telepathy is peaceful, subtle. It's not constant noise, but more like a song. You can hear only when your heart is quiet enough. So the question becomes, how can you develop that quietness within? The answer is energy alignment. The more you align with your authentic self, the clearer the telepathic link becomes. Meditation, heart coherence, grounding. These are not spiritual cliches. They're tools for tuning your frequency. When you breathe consciously, you slow down your thoughts, your nervous system relaxes, and your vibration rises. That's when you start hearing the whispers of your soul. And in those whispers, you feel your twin. Because the truth is, your twin flame is not out there somewhere. They exist within you, as the other half of your soul's frequency. Let's talk about intuition for a moment, because it's often misunderstood. Intuition is the bridge between your physical mind and your higher self. It's that inner knowing that doesn't come from logic, but from direct energetic awareness. When you have a strong intuitive sense about your twin, like feeling they're thinking of you, or knowing something's wrong before they say it, that's your higher self reading the shared energy field. The twin flame connection sharpens intuition because it forces you to rely less on words and more on vibration. You start learning to trust what you feel, even when it makes no sense logically. That's the training of a soul evolving toward 5D consciousness. But what exactly is 5D communication? Many talk about it. Few truly understand it. In the fifth dimensional state, communication is not based on language, but frequency. It happens through emotion, light, and resonance. It's not about sending thoughts through telepathy. It's about being one in the same field of love. When your vibration rises into 5D, you don't try to connect with your twin, you realize you already are. You start feeling their presence as warmth in your heart, as a sudden calmness when you need it, as an invisible embrace that appears in your loneliest moments. That's the 5D bond. Now, many divine feminines ask, if we are one soul, why does it hurt so much? Why do I still feel their absence? The pain of separation exists because the 3D mind doesn't yet recognize the unity of the 5D soul. Your human self sees absence, while your higher self sees transformation. Separation is not punishment, it's purification. It's the fire that burns away everything that keeps you from seeing yourself as whole. When you stop needing telepathy as proof and start seeing yourself as the source of love, the pain begins to dissolve. That's when real telepathic harmony returns not as a need, but as a natural state of being. Think about this. Energy always mirrors energy. If you're chasing, you're sending a signal of lack. The universe and your twin can only respond by giving you more distance, because your vibration says, I don't have them. But when you surrender and trust that your souls are always connected, you broadcast a frequency of wholeness, and wholeness attracts wholeness. That's when the connection softens, aligns, and flows effortlessly again. The divine masculine feels this shift too, often without understanding why. Suddenly he feels calmer, lighter, drawn to introspection. That's the magic of energy work. It heals both twins, even across worlds. But how do you know if what you're feeling is true telepathy or just your mind imagining things? The answer lies in your emotional state. Real telepathic experiences bring peace, warmth, and truth. They don't make you anxious or obsessive. If a message feels like love, even if it's silent, it's coming from the higher self. If it feels like confusion or desperation, it's the ego trying to fill a void. That's why discernment is key. On this journey, your emotions are not the enemy, they're your compass. They show you which frequency you're tuned into. When you begin to master your energy, the telepathic bond evolves into something deeper, what I call energetic empathy. It's when you can feel your twin's energy as if it were your own, yet without losing your center. You might sense their restlessness or joy, but instead of reacting, you hold space for them. You send healing. You radiate compassion. This is 5D love in action. It's not about possession or control, but about being the calm frequency that uplifts both of you. That's what the universe wants from the awakened twin, to become a vessel of love, not a seeker of confirmation. As your inner balance grows, the communication shifts again. You might notice that you no longer feel your twin as strongly as before. The signs, dreams, or sensations may fade, but that's not disconnection, that's ascension. The universe no longer needs to remind you of the connection, because you have embodied it. The telepathy transforms into unity consciousness, the silent knowing that love is eternal and omnipresent. You no longer reach out energetically, because there is no distance left to bridge. You are the bridge. You are one soul, expressing love through two forms of life. And yet, even in this unity, you may sometimes wonder if we are already connected. Why do we still long for physical union? The answer lies in evolution. The twin flame journey is not about creating love. It's about remembering it. Once both twins have balanced their energies, healed their wounds, and released their egoic patterns, physical union becomes possible, because the energy is no longer chaotic. But until then, the telepathic and 5D connection serves as the reminder of what's real love without condition. So, when you feel your twin flame through telepathy, when you dream of them, when you sense their emotions without reason, don't doubt it, but also don't cling to it. Let it remind you that the soul knows no separation. Let it motivate you to raise your vibration, to become the love you wish to receive. Because the truth is, your twin flame is not here to complete you, but to awaken you to your own divine completeness. And that brings us back to where we began: energy. Everything is energy. The universe, your body, your emotions, even your thoughts, are made of vibrating waves of light. The twin flame connection simply reveals this truth in its most profound form. It shows you that love is not just an emotion. It's a frequency, the highest vibration there is. When you choose to live in love, you tune into the very wavelength where your twin flame already exists. And that's the real secret of twin flame telepathy. It's not about sending messages. It's about being love itself. So now, take a deep breath. Feel your heart. Feel that subtle pulse of life moving through you. That's the same life force that flows through your twin. You are never alone. Every heartbeat, every breath, every moment of stillness is a silent exchange between your souls. This is the essence of 5D communication beyond words, beyond time, beyond fear. It's the language of the soul, the language of unconditional love. If this message resonates with you, take it as a sign to go inward, to nurture your energy, to trust your intuition. Keep healing, keep expanding, and remember, the deeper your inner peace, the clearer your connection becomes. Your twin flame is not far away. They are living inside your vibration, always connected, always present, always love. And if you ever doubt that connection, just close your eyes and whisper from your heart, I am love. And love connects us always. Because in the end, telepathy is simply love in motion, traveling through the eternal field of energy that unites all things. If this message brought you peace or clarity today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Twin Flame Spirit. Your support helps this community grow and reach more souls on their awakening journey. And remember, union begins within. Keep your vibration in love, and everything else will align in divine time.